And what we want to do is take our pen and our notebook and put them together with a loop here. So let me get a little bit closer. So I have a piece of brown ribbon here. It's just like a grosgrain kind of. Get it at Michael's. It's not very expensive. And what I'm going to do is see about how wide I want this to be so that the pen kind of fits in here. I kind of want it to be up down here. That way this catches. Otherwise, if it's right here, well, I guess you could stick the pen in there and it wouldn't go anywhere either. But it's up to you. So I want to make it a little bit tighter. Like about there. And just line up the edges. And again, we're going to stick this to the back of the book pretty much like that, okay? A little bit tighter, obviously, because I don't want that loose. So I just kind of want to see where I want to put it. About that length. I'm going to open this book up. And I'm going to glue that down just about there. Okay? And the way I did it was not very good. I mean, this, even the way I'm going to do it right now, I don't think is the best way to do it, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is kind of hold it down where it was. I'm going to put a whole bunch of liquid glass right behind here and let that stick. Okay? And then I'm going to kind of open it up. Well, it's already sticking because it's going through the ribbon, but I'm going to open this up and add a little more all over this ribbon, all the way to the end, because I know it hung over a little bit. I'm going to let that stick down, and I'm just going to let that adhere and maybe put a little weight on it until it dries, okay? And what I mean by weight is like maybe this bottle of glue or something to hold it down, okay? So I'm going to wait till that dries, and then we'll put our notebook into our organizer. Good to go. And our little ribbon back here, it fits perfect. What I'm going to do is then just take it and slide it into the larger pocket, right, in the middle pocket. Well, there's only two pockets, but there's one of the other pockets. The other thing I was to say is if you don't like that when you're making your construction of your book and you feel like, hey, you know what, I don't want so much room at the top, and I'll show you what I mean by now. So I just tuck this in. Let me back out a little bit. If you don't want this much room at the top, because like I said, I ended up changing my mind on how big I wanted this pocket, you can trim that off. And you probably want to trim it off before you do your counter on it, but even if you cut it off right now, let's say I don't really like this, I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch, which I think I'm going to do. I can just go back and corner around these edges anyway, okay? The other thing you have to keep in mind is that you need enough space for your notepads and things, so that's why I kind of left it so tall, so long here, okay? So these are on their own, very sturdy paper that actually kind of match. Obviously it's decorated to match everything else. So what I'm going to do is, I like this one with the roses. I'm just going to cut right down the middle here, kind of split the difference, so that way this little paper pad has the same border all around it. Okay, I'm going to place that part right here, and then the little sticky tabs, I want to use those too. And I like these. I actually like these two together, but I'm going to go ahead and go with these two because these are, I don't know, they're all pretty. I love them all. They're really nice, but I am going, actually, you know what, I'm going to go with these two. Why not? So with this, what I'm going to do again is just cut down this line here, split the difference between the two. And this is ready to go for the next book. I'm just going to cut this top off, but I'm going to put that over there. And then right here in between these two, I'm going to cut that straight down the middle. And these look just like the ones that were in that kit, I'm telling you. And so what you're going to do is really just adhere these not real close to the bend. You don't want them to be super close, but right around here, okay? So what I'm going to do is, you probably want to use your Terrifically Tacky tape because it's really good tape and you want it to really adhere. I'm going to use my ATG. I'm just going to put a whole lot of it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is just really, I guess if you really wanted this to adhere even better, you can scratch the back of this up with like sandpaper so that the glue sticks to it really, really super well. But I'm going to put these out here. If you wanted to put the little ones out there and the bigger one here, do that. Do whatever you want. I mean, it's your book. And this one too, I'm just going to adhere. And they all fit because guess what? We took measurements. I don't know what those other people were doing with their directions, but anyway. So I'm going to put it right here, kind of in the middle of these two guys. Okay, so there's that. We're going to make some pins or some clips also like they did. And I mean, there it is, guys. That's the basic construction of your organizer. Okay, I'm gonna trim this down. Just to show you, like let's say you didn't like this and you want to trim it. All you have to do is cut a little bit off of the top and then just do your corner rounding again. But basically just take your cutter, whatever it is, if you cut it initially then you won't have to worry about this. And I'm just gonna cut right down here. It's hard for me to do on camera, so I'm gonna pause here and do it myself and corner around, and it's gonna be a little bit shorter. Nice, okay? ATG, but also what's not that great about it is that I can peel this off. I already trimmed it down. It's just too close to the edge, and I can still readjust it. So that's the only thing. I mean, it's holding it. It's not gonna fall off, but it's not as, if I was to do this with the other, what's it called? The other thing, it would rip everything. I mean, it kind of tore here, but not that bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit lower. Okay, so there's our basic instruction, our basic organizer ready to go. Looks pretty cute, but we need to add our closure and do our other embellishments, okay? And we'll pick up there.